What is going on, you guys? It's been a minute since we have posted on our Philadelphia Eagles page here at First Amendment Media Sports, but there's a couple of different things going on. If you are the Eagles, despite a stellar draft class, the OTAs kicked off and we're underway now. Things are looking fun again, like football. We can taste it, right? Like we can almost get to the point where we can say to ourselves, football is almost here. But first off, a couple of different things to cover for the first open session to the media. So first off, Bryce Huff wasn't in attendance. Like, it's the elephant in the room. That guy that signed a 3-year, $51 million deal last season, and he's in his second year. So, I think a lot of people were expecting some big things from him last year. I mean, 12 games, 2.5 sacks, not exactly something to write home about, but I mean, it is what it is there. So overall, I do think that even though he was absent and there really wasn't much of a light shed on that, like it is what it is at this point. I do expect some big things from the Eagles pass rusher this season, So it is what it is. They'll either cut him, they'll trade him, but the Eagles, they have pass rushers galore. And so, yeah, we'll just we'll just leave it there. So Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell were arguably two of the best players to come out of the draft last year. Are actually the two best players, arguably. But despite both having awesome rookie seasons, I think a lot of people were just kind of questioning, like, where are they going to be used for this season, and beyond, because obviously they played a role in the Super Bowl win last year. But when you have that much talent, like, especially in the OTAs part of the season, you are really looking just to see where guys are at. Well, in the first session open to media, you saw a guy like Quinyon Mitchell play on the left side, which, I mean, it is what it is. Darius Slay no longer there. It kind of opens him up to being more of the guy, which, again, I definitely agree with. But you also saw that despite the fact that he was playing on the left side, you saw Cooper DeJean in the slot, specifically in the nickel and dime situations, which is honestly, I think, is probably where he's going to be at his best. You also saw DeJean at the outside cornerback position, which, interesting. We'll leave it there. But and then I also like the fact that they had Adoree Jackson out there playing, as well as a little bit with Kelee Ringo. So, like, this team is just stacked at corner. So not going to be any shortage of talent at that particular position, but it is going to be interesting to see how they use both Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. Also, safety. I know we kind of had a little bit of a run-in with Reed Blankenship last year. We had said that he reminded us of a beefed-up Andrew Sendejo. Didn't make a lot of plays, but maybe we have to put our foot in the mouth and just say we were wrong, because he was a stud last year. He was absent. It was for the voluntary portion of practice yesterday. That does raise a question as for safety, but I'm not necessarily that worried about it. Yes, they did release C.J. Gardner-Johnson in the offseason, or traded him, but I do think that as far as the safety position goes, I mean, they have options. Sidney Brown has been a stud for a long time. I loved him coming up out of the draft a couple of years ago. Also, Edrin Makuba got some reps with the first team. That's going to be a name to watch there. Lewis Cine, the former Viking, got some reps with the first team, and then also Andre Sam. So there's definitely some talent there as well. But again, this is the early part of OTAs. We'll see how the team does bounce back as we go into that. Now, also, Kevin Patullo's offense. I really don't know what to make of it at this point. And I know I said his last name wrong, probably. The point is that we knew that Kellen Moore was going to be a big loss, or at least it was going to be interesting to see how the Eagles bounce back from that. But with the way that this offense is going to look, we're going to not know a single thing basically until week 1, because for the first part of OTAs, I believe both number one receivers in A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith weren't even there, so it's like, okay. But then it's also the fact that it's a new OC, so we have no idea essentially going into the regular season, which from a coordinator perspective is exactly what you want, so that's good to see. But at the end of the day, it's going to be really interesting to see how this whole thing kind of moves forward from last year, but it's not that hard. You have, Jalen Hurts, who's a very, very good quarterback, possibly top 3 quarterback, not necessarily 3 in the league. Also, Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert, Devontae Smith, the list goes on and on and on. And so that's definitely something to watch. And so also, I want to kind of say something here. So Tanner McKee to me has also been a lot of fun. I understand that he, for coming up, the former Stanford Cardinal, I think he was a UDFA. He might be a trade piece because he looked really good in OTAs. He's looked really good at times last year, and in the game's most important position, this just could be something to watch in the offseason. And so we'll see. It never hurts to have another good backup quarterback. And if God forbid, knocking on wood, something happens to Jalen Hurts, we got a good quarterback in Tanner McKee. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that. But overall, let us know what you guys think. The very first media session open for Eagles OTAs. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below. And we'll see you on the next video.